try me like that.
No, you don't.
Well, I don't.
I know.
Yeah. And what's this?
He's been him. He's been like with Rihanna and stuff. That's what.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about, the perfectionist part. But we gotta get to something that's not professional that happened over the weekend. Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We're back with another video. If you didn't watch our video talking about Beyonce's Coachella performance, please make sure you go watch that video. I could not have Beyonce and Starbucks in the same video because on this video I wanted us to be more serious about what's going on, and this is something that happened in our city of Philadelphia. If you're watching us for the first time, please subscribe. If you're watching this video, which you are watching, please click the like button and share this video to your friends via Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or text message. If you're watching on your phone, just click share and then send it on out. So
it didn't just happen in Philadelphia. It actually happened down the street from my job.
Yeah, it was down the street from your job in downtown Philly. Well, it was Center City, Philly. Center City downtown, to me, it's all the same thing because I'm downtown. I'm in the middle of the city, you know, something like that. But this happened in a predominant, I would say it's a predominantly professional area. A lot of stuff is going on down there. And on this particular corner at 18th and Spruce, you have a Starbucks there. Now, I'm not a person that frequents Starbucks. I've probably been to Starbucks 3 times in my life. Starbucks is just not a place where I want to go get coffee because I don't feel comfortable spending $4 for coffee when I can either brew it myself or go next door and get it for $1. I'm not paying for that. Like, the only thing that makes it special to me is you probably put some special kind of blend and you put a little whipped cream, which is nasty, or a little bit of cinnamon, and on top. Like, no, that's not just me. But I'm not going to down Starbucks though, because a lot of people enjoy their coffee and they get their little gift cards or whatever, and people spend a lot of time in there. They had their meetings there. People just go there to use their Wi-Fi. People just go there because that's their coffee go-to place besides going to Dunkin' Donuts or Caribou Cafe. I don't know if that's just in Caribou Cafe. Probably another name. What's that? La Colombe. I don't
know. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bunch of coffee shops in Philadelphia. All right.
I don't know.
Whatever the case may be. So on Thursday, 2 young men, they were inside the Starbucks at 18th and Spruce. And from the video we seen, the video that we seen was basically like the end result that went popular. It was the end result of the officers trying to, they asked the gentleman to leave, and then you hear the people saying they didn't do nothing, while they were being arrested, and then you seen the man that they were waiting for saying like, you know, I'm just a white guy, I want to, we having a meeting or whatever, and they're like, they're trespassing, they're going to be arrested. But if there was a video that I seen on YouTube on Saturday that was 8 minutes long, and you can hear the people saying that they were trying to use the bathroom, and they was like, you have to be a customer to use the bathroom. You have to, basically, you have to buy something. And when you live in Philadelphia, this is nothing new, and especially downtown. Restrooms are for patrons only. In some establishments, you see it right on the front of the door before you even walk in. Like, if you came in Philadelphia for the parade, for our parade for the Eagles, you definitely seen it everywhere. You can't come in here if you're not a customer. I mean, bars, every place. But this is the norm here. Pizza shops, it's the norm. Now, I've never heard this for a Starbucks, though. I've never heard it for a Starbucks. So this was something new to me. I understood.
Every Starbucks that I've ever been in Philadelphia and in New York, because for somebody who doesn't drink coffee, I'm always in Starbucks for some strange reason. Because they have really good sausage, egg, and cheese sandwiches on the biscuit.
How much they charge? $5?
I can't remember. But
I'm sure they're high.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah. But I don't mind it, because when I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Their hot chocolate is okay. Their lemonade is okay too, but you have to watch them make the lemonade because they'll put more ice in it than anything.
Oh yeah, that's
so you gotta watch them. Yeah. So you really gotta watch it. But I am a Starbucks frequenter. I just don't drink coffee.
I'm surprised. I really didn't know.
What, did I go to Starbucks?
Yes.
Oh yeah. What?
I might get you a Starbucks for your 30th.
And let me tell you something. Starbucks Wi-Fi comes in handy because the barbershop I go to is across the street from Starbucks, and I use the Wi-Fi in the barbershop. Yeah. Yeah, because it's free. Oh. But anyway. I am someone who goes to Starbucks. I am. For those of you that didn't know.
That gum is good. Give me a piece.
It is. It's got it from right.
Oh, your chicken gave me that yesterday.
I got it from right. So anyway.
Don't be smacking, because that's the first comment before you can even see anything about Starbucks.
Right. So anyway, I can vouch and say that yes, Starbucks is an establishment that every Starbucks that I've been to, you need a code to get in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it is policy in all Starbucks that I know of, that I've been in, from Philadelphia to New York, that you have to be patronized in order to use the code. Now, have I gone into a Starbucks and used the bathroom without patronizing? Yes. There are many people behind the counter that sometimes... Hello? Hello? I know, but we can hear you and we're recording. I've been to many Starbucks where I did not buy anything. I've gone in and I've asked somebody behind the counter, can I use the restroom, can I use the code? And they've given it to me with no problem. I've also been in some Starbucks where they've said, you have to buy something. Yeah. No problem, because I understand the rules. Yeah. I understand the rules. So I don't get mad. So a lot of times what I do is I'll try to buy the cheapest thing on the menu.
Let me get a small drink.
Especially if I really have to go, which is no problem. I can't get mad because this is the rules and I know that this is the rules. So therefore I don't get mad about that. What happened here in Philadelphia was a little bit different.
Yeah, it went all the way.
It's just a little bit different. Apparently these men, one of these men tried to use the restroom and they were denied and told that you can't use it because you're not a customer. But apparently it was said that somebody else of a white skin had asked to use the restroom and they weren't a customer and they were able to get the code.
Oh, no,
I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just putting that out there. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm putting it out there. Fine. They didn't use the bathroom, the black men. So they continue to sit in the Starbucks like many of us, like myself, have done in the past. You sit in there, you're on your phone, whatever the case may be, you're talking to somebody, whatever the case may be, and wait for the third party to come. At this time, they were asked to leave. Now, I have an article. Can I read this article? Because I found this article the other day. Okay, so Lauren, who asked that her name not be used, shot the video of the two men being arrested at the Starbucks just before 5 p.m. on April 12th. She said the incident began after the men asked to use the restroom and were told that it was only available for paying customers, which Philadelphia Police Commissioner Richard Ross later confirmed. After the men had been quietly hanging out, chatting, and waiting for their friend, she said, officers entered the restaurant and asked the two men to leave, saying that they would be trespassing if they did not leave. The two young men politely asked why they were being told to leave and were not given a reason other than the manager wanted them to leave. The men told the officer that they were waiting for a friend to arrive and offered to call that friend to prove that they had legitimate business at the restaurant. At that point, she said, several officers began to move tables and chairs around the two men and take them into custody. The friend whom the men were waiting then arrived and attempted to intervene, but police told him the men were not paying customers and thus were trespassing. The two men stayed calm and did not raise their voices once. Everyone else in the Starbucks, however, was appalled, she added. Lauren said another woman had entered the Starbucks minutes before the men were arrested and was given the bathroom code without having to buy anything.
That's on Channel 6 website.
Having to buy anything, and that another person in the restaurant at the time of the incident announced that she had been sitting at Starbucks for the past couple hours without buying anything as well. These men were discriminated against and unjustly detained. Being a person of privilege, now this is Lauren talking because Lauren is white. Lauren said, being a person of privilege, it's hard to believe things like this still happen in 2018. Sometimes you don't fully believe it, but she's white. But she said it. She said being a person of privilege, which means she knows that she has privilege. Which a lot of white people don't like to admit.
No.
But she admitted it. Shout out to you, Lauren. Sometimes you don't fully believe it until you see it with your own eyes. The Philadelphia Police Department has launched an internal investigation into the incident, and Commissioner Richard Ross has said the officers had legal standing to arrest the men because Starbucks, the property owner, had asked to have them removed from their private property.
They would not leave, and they were
The men were eventually, yes, but Sarah Haynes on The View made an excellent point today, and I have to get to it. An excellent point. The men were eventually raised from police custody, and Meghan McCain says something too that I agree, and okay, well, I'm sorry.
She's still on there, but go ahead. Yeah, but let me tell you. But yeah, go ahead.
What Sarah Haynes said today was, while they may have been said that they can't use, she said, I still don't understand why they were asked to leave if they were sitting there waiting for a friend like how everybody else does. And she said, and I also don't understand why police took it upon themselves to arrest them. If anything, she said the police should have came down there and they should have been the ones to defuse the situation to find out what was going on rather than putting these men in handcuffs, because it didn't make sense to put them in handcuffs. She said everybody knows who frequents Starbucks, like me, you don't, but like me, everybody knows Starbucks is like the high class version of McDonald's. People go in there and they sit, they chit chat. You know how like old people go to McDonald's and sit and talk, whatever. People do that in Starbucks.
But you know what, McDonald's, they give you a time limit. They say, bitch, you can't only be here.
Yeah, but I've never got a time limit in Starbucks. Yeah. And I'm saying, as a black man, I've never been told I had to leave. I've never been doing, any of that. But it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and especially if it doesn't make sense to white people. They're looking like, well, wait a minute, we do it all the time. How on earth can you kick them out when we do it all the time? And like this woman said, right before these men had even asked for a code, another person had asked for a code who wasn't a customer, and they gave that person the code.
I'm going to say something.
Go ahead, say
it. Something else had to happen, because it's like a part missing from this. Because I want to know how it escalated to asking you to use the bathroom to you had to leave a restaurant. There had to be an exchange.
But nobody else, and I think the commissioner said this too, nobody else has come forward to say that anything else happened other than...
So that's why I was saying that Starbucks, but I believe something. Because you just can't call a cop and say, I want them to leave. You have to tell the person that you want them to leave your restaurant. Now, or business. If they refuse to leave, that's when you call the cops and get the cops involved. The cops came. The cops were saying that, just leave. But I believe that instead of putting these men in handcuffs, there could have been a better way to say, let's go. Like, they're asking you to leave, just leave. Because if I was a police officer, listen, this particular Starbucks don't want you here. There's a million other Starbucks you can go to, and instead of me arresting you because you're refusing to leave, it's not even worth it. So just go ahead, call your friend, and go to another Starbucks. Something like that could have went down. And let me tell you something. I've seen cops defuse so many situations in Philadelphia. That's why it's a little bit naive of me to think this. Like, there's no bad cop. Like racist cops. Like, I know there's racist cops in Philadelphia, but I don't see it on a regular basis. But when you hear stories, sometimes it's just like, oh my God, like, well, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But sometimes I don't even want to go there, because that's another topic, and I don't want to drift off into why some cops do what they do. But sometimes you do have people that try them. I'm gonna just say that. But there could have been a better way to defuse the situation, and it did not happen. But I'm not one of the people like the NAACP saying, oh, those officers need to be reprimanded. No, I don't believe they need to be reprimanded. Just maybe they could be told, there was a better way you could fix the situation than putting them in handcuffs, because now we are a part of this. And they were in jail for 9 hours, and now they're in the system. And now they have a lawyer, and now they're suing. Oh yeah, they're going to win. They're going to win. It's no, and they should win, because it doesn't make sense. And this is the thing. So today it was announced that this particular manager who called the police has been left the company.
Well, it said no. It didn't say.
It's updated. They're no longer with the company.
Oh, okay. Because in the beginning it was saying that they
weren't fired. Let me tell you, it probably would have been. It probably is a severance way. Like, listen, you can't work for us. This is too hot right now, and they probably paid her some money to go somewhere to say you can't work here no more. Because if she was fired, they would have let us know. We fired her. She's terminated.
Because they didn't use the word fired. Yeah. And the crazy thing about it, I've been in this Starbucks plenty of times.
Yeah.
Because they're actually from the job. And not only that, listen, what makes it crazy is that maybe I'd probably say 2 weeks ago, I was downtown and I had to go to the bathroom really bad. And I don't mean pee, I mean take a number 2.
Oh no!
And I usually,
why would you say?
listen, because I usually, and you know me, I'm really about going to that. I'm about going to the number 2 in public places.
I don't play those games like that.
Because I damn sure ain't sitting in no toilet. I'm squatting. Okay, I'm squatting for my dear life. These ass cheeks is not sitting in no public toilet. I don't care if there's. Listen, no. I was downtown. And I was walking back to my job because that's where I parked my car. Now this Starbucks is in the middle of my job and where I was coming from. So I'm like, I can't make it to my job. I gotta go to the Starbucks. I went to the Starbucks, but there was people in the back. And there was like a little line. That particular Starbucks. So I stood there for about a good minute and I said, you know what? Nope, gotta go. So I ran to my job and I did what I had to do. But it's so funny because when I went inside of there, I asked for the code.
Yeah.
And the person behind the counter gave me the code. And didn't ask, was I a customer, didn't ask anything. They just gave me the code. Which is crazy. And it's very safe.
Because some people, they know you or whatever, they used to seeing your face, or they just be like, go ahead, you can use the bathroom. And the reason why there needs to be a code for these bathrooms is because, let's face it, there are homeless people that's in downtown Philadelphia, and sometimes they're in those bathrooms taking showers or just doing all kinds of stuff in the bathroom that they don't need to be doing.
Yeah. And not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, I'm just saying. Oh no!
That's it. Because we had to leave one and go to.
Oh my god, bitch, you. I'm not. Bitch, you can't even be a sponsor in what he just said to me. Oh, my Wesley's gonna be on the 22 minutes.
That's not gonna work. Because I'm the old guy.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Somebody.
So, I done lost my train of thought. All right. So, you know, I get all of that. We know that there was a better way to diffuse it. Now, listen, this is not. I am on Kevin Hart's side, and you can call me a.
But what did he say bad?
You can call me a.
I agree with what he said too.
Yeah,
I thought to myself,
I was saying it all along. I said the cops was doing what they were supposed to do. I was like, he said that this is not a boycott Starbucks situation,
right.
Which it is not.
No, it's not. Because we have way bigger fish to fry.
Yes, but I'm gonna tell you where this becomes like if they didn't do anything about it. Then yes. I think that because it was the weekend, you know, people gonna do what they're gonna do. You wanna protest, you're gonna protest. But I figured since it's the weekend, they're gonna like find out the facts. Let's investigate before we just act right.
But it didn't take them long to act.
No, because
it didn't take them long. The CEO
right now,
and the CEO's calling everybody.
Yeah, his
CEO, police commissioner here.
Yeah,
called everybody.
Yeah, but let me tell you, on Sunday, Camille Hines, whoever is the regional Philadelphia Starbucks VP, what you call it?
Who knows?
Assistant, whatever. Regional manager.
Yeah.
Her ass was there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Now, Janice Armstrong, who is part of the Philadelphia Daily News, who actually interviewed us for our very first interview and we were in the newspaper, she was there. And she was live. She was on her Instagram, her Facebook Live. And she got the people just going in there. And the manager, the regional VP, or whatever her name is, Camille Hines, whatever her title is, she was on point. She was talking to them. She was trying her best to not make it a big situation. Now she refused to say if the person would be fired. Maybe they didn't get that. Maybe this store manager didn't get the proper training that they needed. But whatever the case may be, you don't need proper training on race relations.
You don't.
You don't treat people no different because of skin color, but it happens all the time. Now Starbucks, this goes beyond Starbucks to me. This is with any company or any restaurant. There should be a zero tolerance policy on racial discrimination. If we hear about it, if we see it, you can no longer work for this company. There's no policies to review. Now I still believe in if you want to use our bathrooms, you must pay to use our bathroom. You must be a customer. You don't want people going in your bathrooms fucking it up. You just don't want that. But I think that this is going to change a lot of places doing that. Especially Wawa. Wawa don't have no issues right now. But what that Wawa at Broad and Walnut does not want.
Do they have a bathroom in there?
Yes. And you gotta have a code to use the bathroom.
But you know, most Wawa, okay, not to cut you off, because you know there's a new Wawa near my job on South Street.
Oh, no.
It's further up. Maybe, I would say like 22nd yeah, 22nd
They coming
South.
downtown.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all not scared of them. You better do it.
But, I think the Wawas, the super Wawas, like the ones with the gas stations, they don't have codes on them.
No.
Because a lot of those are 24 hours.
And plus you come in there anyway, you're buying something.
Yeah.
So, you're not just going there to pee and keep it moving.
Well, depending on if it's me. Because a lot of times I just go in there and go to that.
Shut up.
But I didn't know if there was a bathroom down at the one downtown.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Now that one needs a code.
Yeah.
Because all those people, Anthony, it's right there, 13.
But no, baby, they go to the bathrooms anyway. Okay?
I know.
And
some of them don't even go in the bathroom. Because remember that day I told you, I drove up and somebody was standing in front of the car window and somebody was in the car and he was doing...
Oh, yeah. I don't want to out nobody. Let's not do that. Because, I mean, we've seen a lot, been a lot of places, seen a lot of places.
I have seen...
and been a part of it. But, no, I'm not going to put you out there like
that. And if I ever... Baby, it's you.
But Starbucks, y'all really have to. Starbucks and every company, see, because one thing you don't want your company to be a part of is racial discrimination. But see, what I love, first of all, Starbucks put out sorry ass thing on Saturday, and then the CEO was like, "Bitch, I want to meet them because this is ridiculous."
Yeah.
Like he said all the right things. When you get on the phone, when you get to the real people, there's not a rude person there on the line. They're going to tell you they're all well bred on how to treat a customer. Okay. Oh, baby. This probably won't even get a lawsuit. They're probably going to get a settlement. Because
right long as wrong.
They're going to get paid. Like, you don't got to worry about this. They're going to get whatever money they need or whatever, or they're going to be taken care of. But this is a lesson for Starbucks. This is a lesson for anywhere. But you have to make sure that your store managers are trained. See, every company in Philadelphia and in the area, y'all need to make sure y'all staff is trained on how to treat customers. And it's a shame you have to do this, but you want to make sure that nothing bad happens to your store, because one thing you don't want, and something I told Mikkel on Saturday, is that the Philly Black Lives Matter organization, they don't play no games. And I told Mikkel, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not down there right now. And what did I send them a picture of? I said, see, look, bitch, it's starting already. Then they were there Sunday. And then they're there early in the morning. And rain, hail, sleet, or snow, they're going to be there. And they went up in there. And they made their demands. We're not going to have a conversation until this person is no longer working for your company.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So if you want to have a conversation, like, that's what's going down. And I'm not one of those aggressive people like that, but change has to happen. And something that I do is that if I feel like I'm being discriminated against, I just don't go back there.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that's just me personally. But then, I've had some conversations with Ernest Owens and stuff like that. Ooh, I'm bringing back on the show soon. He sent me one of his articles that you guys can read on the situation. He's one of those people, like, if you're not going to do nothing now, like, then when? You just can't let it go and say, I'll never go back, and never not use your voice. Right. And, some people were getting people together in our comments about race and how far we have come from slavery, and if they didn't think they were bad, they wouldn't have been fighting to get away from it, or just fighting in masses, period, and stuff like that. So you just can't keep that to yourself and just say, no, I'm not going to go to that business. Sometimes you do have to make noise. Yeah. And when you make a noise, no company wants that. And I applaud Starbucks, because their fucking CEO, first of all, this is a Seattle-based company. I don't know where the CEO lives or works, but he came all the way to Philadelphia.
He had to.
And he met with our mayor. He met with the police officers. I'm assuming he met with
and I'm almost certain he's going to meet with the men too.
Oh yeah. He said they're the first. He didn't even say Karen. They wanted the mayor and somebody. He wanted to meet with them.
Yeah.
To apologize.
But that's what a boss should do. Yeah. That's how you should do. You don't wait a whole week. You immediately act on it. Yeah. Especially when you know That's not even the type of person I am. That's not the type of company that I run. So therefore, I don't need nobody to go speak for me. I'm gonna go down there and speak for my damn self. First of all, you're CEO, so I know you can charter a jet as quick as you want to, okay, and fly your ass on down here. And that's how it should always be. When any company is accused of something like this, the CEO should always come forward in the beginning and issue an apology if that is not how your company is supposed to be ran or how you yourself are. You should always issue an apology. And I give big ups to the Starbucks CEO for doing that. I'm not even mad at Starbucks as a whole, because my black ass will be back in there. I'm just upset at this particular individual, this manager who thought that it would be okay to do something like that. You know what I mean? That just goes, but then again too, I have to say this. Even though I don't have a problem with Starbucks, you'll also not only need to change your zero policy,
have a zero tolerance policy.
Zero tolerance policy. You also need to change the way the look of your employee looks, because majority of the people that work in Starbucks are white. I don't have a problem. No, listen.
Go ahead.
Because see, when you have a bunch of people that only look a certain way in one establishment, especially a small establishment like that, yes, a lot of times you're going to have people in there thinking that, well, if they have this mindset of black people not doing right or being bad, then yeah, they're going to always treat people like that. It is nothing wrong with having. Well, first of all, it should never be anything wrong when you have a diverse workplace. But let's not act like Starbucks is fully diverse, because you barely see.
Well, I don't go in there.
Well, you don't go in there. Exactly. Yeah. I go in there, so I know. You barely see any black people in Starbucks as employees. You do see them in there, but you don't see them as much as you see white people in there. The white employees. You can almost certainly know that when you walk into a Starbucks, 90% of the employees in there are white. And if there are black employees, you don't see them behind that counter.
So is there a kitchen?
They need to. No, there's not a kitchen. And I'm not saying that black people don't work at Starbucks, but you got more. Let's keep it for real. You go in any McDonald's in the hood, you see most black people in that employee.
No matter where you go.
You go, exactly. You go in any Starbucks, especially any Starbucks downtown, you think that you're going to see majority black employees in there? Hell no, you're not. And that's just the way it is. It's the way it is. So maybe they also need to change their policy on their hiring system. Because you can't tell me, oh, black people just don't apply to Starbucks. Oh, yeah. When black people need jobs, they're gonna apply to any fucking where. They'll apply to go chase your dog if you're hiring. Okay? So yeah, maybe
I hope one of
this
out of some of the black people I know. Never mind, Kevin, shut your mouth. And you know what I was about to say.
No, I don't. But this time I don't.
But I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, we'll say it after the camera, because I really don't know what you're going to say.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
No, tell me more. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah, because they got a lot to say.
Yeah.
Got a lot to say.
So, yeah. So, yeah, Starbucks, you guys need to work on your policies everywhere. This is not just Starbucks. Again, this is every company. A zero tolerance policy on racism within your company. And there's no way that a store manager should be a store manager without the proper training. How dare you have that title? Maybe give them acting store manager, because if you don't have the proper channels of being a store manager or don't know how to handle situations when you're in a bad situation, and then it becomes a racial profiling situation, and then it becomes national news, that is not what your business wants. So you guys need to work on everything. And all these companies, if you work for a major company, or if you are a CEO and you're watching us, your store or your company needs a better policy.
Yeah.
Because this is something that you don't want. Even with the airlines, they'll fire you fast. You bring us bad news, oh baby, you can't work for us no more. But they don't fix the problem. All of these companies need to fix their problems. And this is not something that's going to happen overnight. This is going to take time. But as long as we have those customers that's woke like the white people that was in there, shit like this won't always happen. Now imagine if people were like that when it comes to being like, making sure that, I don't want to go there. It's a lot. It's a lot of places I can go, but I'm just glad that some are woke enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because not only did they pull out a phone just to record it, but they did something like they spoke
and
up
they spoke up
something.
about it. Shout out to them white people here at that Starbucks in Philadelphia. They spoke up about it, like you said. They didn't just pull out their phones, which we usually do, but they pulled out their phones and then they spoke up about it. And then when the guy who they were meeting walked in there and asked for what did they do, they all said they didn't do anything. They spoke up about it, and that's how it should always be, whether you're black or white, especially when you see somebody being mistreated. You should speak up about it, and that's what they did, and shout out to them. And that's why this is an open and shut case for them. That's why Starbucks is going to be paying these guys. And to be honest with you, and also I'm also glad that the black men didn't act like assholes when they were being arrested. Oh yeah, I'm happy they were calm.
Yeah, because that's how you're supposed to act,
and it's going to work in their favor. It's going to work in their favor, and they are probably going to own that Starbucks when everything is said and done.
Yeah, and whether they look like real estate agents or not, baby, that was racial profiling, and they're going to be paid.
Yeah, they're going to be paid
because they didn't raise their voice. Nope. They didn't go off. Nope. Yep. So yeah, but
and you know what's so crazy? Because whether they were real estate agents or not, if they are real estate agents, they probably make more money than any of those cops that arrested them.
Yeah, I mean, cops start off with like 30-something thousand, or maybe 50,000. But
and if they were meeting that man downtown and that Starbucks, then they were doing some serious business.
Yeah, especially with real estate,
and especially at 18th and Spruce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't know too many young people and no white people that age.
Yeah.
And see, look at me. I don't want nobody to say
no, but then too, that white man walked in there and immediately bounced with them too. Like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
They're waiting for me. Yeah. What the fuck is y'all doing? And then he said it, too. What is it, because they're black? Well, so all the white people in that Starbucks were woke, except for the manager. Everybody in there was woke except for the manager. All of the white people, and that Starbucks does have a lot of white people in there because it's at 18th Street. All of those white people in that Starbucks was woke, except for the manager.
Yeah.
And somebody told me that the manager wasn't even white, that she was Korean. So I'm trying to figure out.
Are you serious?
Yes. I'm joking. No. I just wanted to get your reaction. But I'm just saying. Why? What if the manager
she's a minority too.
What if the manager was black? I'd really have to fit.
Oh, but if the black person called the cops, there's a real reason, and then everybody would have known, because first of all they would have been like, "Ooh, let me not give us some stereotypes." But y'all know how we are.
Chance the Rapper was in my dream last night.
What y'all did?
Nothing. But it was so funny to hang out with him, and I remember towards
the end. Did something.
No, we didn't. No, we was at a big party, and Lena Waithe was in the dream too. We was at this big party, and I don't know, it was like for this award show, but it was like an after party. And the crazy thing about it is, and the only reason why I jumped on Chance the Rapper just now, because he just popped up on my phone, is because I kept saying to myself, every time he would leave the table and walk away, I kept saying to myself, to the person who was at the table, I kept saying to myself, yo, like, he's really a decent guy. Like, I could really see me being friends with him. And I just knew that the dream was about to end. And I was just like, oh, I just want to be friends with Chance the Rapper. And then the dream ended up ending. But it was so amazing. Like, I was just like, wow, this is so cool. Like, I don't think I ever really had a dream about somebody like a rapper, and I wanted to be friends with them. And I wanted to be friends with Chance the Rapper. It's very weird. And Lena Waithe, she was in our dream too, but she was all over the place. She was all like, every table would say, Lena, come sit down.
Why did you set the table?
Because she was jumping from pillar to post. I want to say, what are you doing? But she was really in there chasing. She was trying to get numbers.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, but she wouldn't take me with her.
Well, I
and it wasn't over.
Oh, wow. Well, you know.
So I wanted her to come sit down with us.
But she wasn't.
But she was getting the numbers.
Well,
she was.
I'm sure she don't have no problem getting numbers.
Yeah, well.
She probably got more numbers than me.
Well. Me and you both. But I ain't looking for numbers. I'm looking for Jesus.
Stop. Yeah, let's use that next week. Because next week is Philly Black Pride. Lord, it's going to be a bunch of mess going on.
Are you ready for that?
Oh, let me tell you something. At first I thought I was going to try to get fit for that shit. And then I said, fuck that shit. Y'all know how I get.
Because somebody out there likes it.
Everything. Everything.
Oh, my God.
Even your little... Like, we got our daddy bellies going on right now. But... Now, one time, they say, well, Kevin, when you going to lose your belly?
Right.
Bitch.
You know that. And they don't
never
say that to me. Never say that to me.
If anything, don't lose your belly. But this is on a Starbucks video. But anyway.
Yeah, I posted a picture of me sitting down. And I mean, I got all types of thick comments in my thing, this picture. And I'm like, maybe because I'm used to my weight now, because I'm like, I don't look thick. But half the comments was, oh, you are thick, this and that. And the big heart eyes, I'm like, but like you said, I never have a problem with it. Yeah. But I still want to get rid of it.
But yeah, because for me, y'all know my thing is, I don't want to look pregnant. But next week, it's probably weekend. I'm definitely going to look pregnant. But bitch, I am going to have me a good time. My friends are coming from out of town.
Why are you going to look pregnant?
Because I think I got a little pregnant situation going on. But, bitch, I'm going to make it. But I'll tell you this.
My mother said to me on Saturday, she's been trying me for the past couple of days.
But wait, I'm going to tell you this. August 11th.
Yeah.
When I come out on that stage and when y'all out there, oh yeah. All
and
this.
Tickets are still on sale.
Yes, y'all ain't got to worry about that. Because it's going to be going down.
My mother tried me on Saturday.
What she said?
She saw me in the shirt that I wore on Saturday. She said, oh, where'd you get that shirt from? I said, oh, I got it from H&M. You know, I'm thinking she's about to give me a compliment. But she gave me like a backhanded compliment. It was a backhanded compliment. She said, oh, where'd you get that shirt from? I said, I got it from H&M. She said, oh, that's a cute shirt. It looks right on your size.
Oh, no. It looks right in your size.
On your size. Meaning because I'm big.
Yeah.
It looks right. Basically, it's covering the stuff that, yeah. Because she's been getting on me. This is the thing. She gets upset with me. Now, you know how we all say that we want that friend to tell us when we're losing. I mean, when we're gaining too much weight.
Yes.
That friend is my mother. Okay? Because she has no qualms of telling me, you're getting too fat and I don't like it. She's been telling me. She tried to argue with me a few weeks ago about my weight. Like, it's getting on my nerves.
It got on your nerves because you don't want to hear about it, but it's true.
Not that I don't want to hear about it, but she goes in.
But she's
if y'all think I go in, she goes in. So she basically told me, like, listen here, it's not cute and you need to get rid of it right now.
And so, you know they say.
Yeah. So I'm listening to her, but this is the thing. She's talking about all the juices and the soda, and I don't drink that much soda no more. But she was talking about that too. She's one of those people that try to bring up everything to scare you too. Like, you drinking all that and that's it. Guess what the nerve she had to do to me the other day? She gonna call me and say, oh, I brought this juice for you. I think you might like it.
What was it?
It was just a regular pink lemonade juice, but it was a juice that I should not be drinking if you think I should be losing weight.
All you gotta do is drink water and exercise, and plus you at work, you walk all the time, so.
But she tried me.
Yeah.
And she's been trying me.
It might motivate you. Maybe you need somebody to say something even harsh.
No, I don't.
It might motivate you.
But she tried me.
But yeah, but I'm gonna tell y'all, at 240 pounds. When I realized I was 240, first of all, when I bent over,
I don't remember ever you being 240.
I was bending over to tie my sneaker. It's just out of breath. You just don't want that. And then when I look back on those old videos and old pictures, I'm like, bitch, why none of y'all ain't say nothing? They like, hey, we did say something. Only thing I ain't like people walking up to me, rubbing my belly and stuff like that.
Oh, this lady did that to me at church on Sunday. See? She grabbed my stomach and I kind of like, bitch. And she kept walking, but the person who was walking behind her saw my face and was like, you didn't like when she did that. And I said, no. Don't grab my stomach. And then I instantly thought about females who are pregnant and they don't like people to touch their stomach. Because that's how I felt like, don't touch my stomach.
Yep.
Do not do that.
But once I got tired of that, first of all, I had lost 15 pounds in 1 month when I just started doing that insanity stuff. Then I noticed I was getting small. Like, oh yeah, bitch, I've never been 240 again. Your stomach all big, my face was all fat. Oh my God, when I look back at those pictures and stuff,
I don't know why you don't do it, because of the fact that you were so awesome with that insanity, and you
I know, I just haven't worked out. Ever since that fire, I just stopped caring about all of that stuff. Like, I have bigger stuff to worry about. Like, I haven't worked out since the fire. Like, I would love to do it again. Like, I just don't have that drive. Because I got more shit to worry about than me trying to be skinny. I mean, I think I've held this weight down pretty good. Now, I go up and down. Now, y'all might see me in a couple months, I'll be smaller, then, bitch, my face get bigger again. Whatever the case may be. And I don't know why we having this conversation, but, yeah. But I'll tell y'all, this is the main thing. This is the main thing. And we went from talking about Starbucks to weight. But this is the main thing. If you are tired of being the size that you are, when you're tired, you will do whatever it is you have to do to get rid of it. And always remember, you are responsible for everything you put in your body.
Yes, you are.
So when you gain all of that weight, you can only be mad at yourself. Can't be mad at you. Hey, can't be mad. It's just something. Yeah, you're responsible for everything you put in your body. And you say in or out?
Well,
internal and external. You're responsible.
Let me tell you
for
something.
all of it. Orally, sexually, all of it. Well, you're responsible. So if you do what you're supposed to do, and you keep doing what you're doing, and you're doing the right thing, you'll keep getting the great results you want.
You keep doing
so
what you
remember
want,
that.
what you get.
Yeah.
Are we gonna finish the rest of the topics, or we're gonna?
Ain't no wrestling. I mean, because it's 8 o'clock, my wrestling is on. We've been talking for an hour and a half. John Cena and Nikki Bella. When someone tells you who they are,
believe them.
Believe them.
That's what Maya Angelou said.
Yeah. And John Cena told Nikki Bella, I'm not the marrying type. I don't want to get married no more. Right. He done proposed to you at WrestleMania last year, and now y'all are not even getting married anymore. And you're heartbroken. Why are you heartbroken? Because he already told you who he was, and you thought he changed just because he proposed to you. And now you're heartbroken. Don't look stupid. Hazel E., I'm glad that y'all got you together. And I hope you have learned something from this. Because all of those other women that were on this show did not waste their time to be flying out to just be sitting on the island to get you together.
Okay.
Housewives of Atlanta, y'all are boring me. This reunion part 2, Nene, she was trying to do her part with Kim. But Phaedra, Candy and Portia, y'all will never be friends. If she treated the girls from Escape like that for 20 years, what made you think that in a year times you're going to be good girlfriends? It's not going to happen. And Meek Mill, we'll get to you on Thursday. Because I need to see more developments from what happened today. And you know they tried, remember I told you on last week's video about the lawyer, the cop that lied so much. They're trying to get the case thrown out, but the judge said, hell no, and I'll see you in June. So that's June 19th. But the DA said that they're working on a new trial for Mill. So most likely he's going to be out during this summer or before this summer. And I just hope that all of those people that were out there marching for Meek Mill, and Meek Mill himself, and all of his team, and all those people that went to go see him, that you don't forget about the other people that are in your situation, that you really work to reform our justice system. Because everyone needs justice, and not just Meek Mill that is in that situation. And that's just the bottom line. If you're going to march for one, you got to march for all. And I'm not going to forever not say that. I'm going to keep saying that. Because the way you get upset about what's going on with these Starbucks, how you see how the way they everywhere. We need to be the same way for others and not just Meek Mill just because he's famous. I want to hear about some other names that are in his situation. I've never heard about them. I want to know who they are. I want to know who they are. Right. And let's work together to do something about it. But I just don't see me just running down there just for him. Like, I wanted to fix it for everybody. But I'm glad his mom's out there. Like, Meek Mill has a lot of people rooting for him. And I don't want him to fuck that up again. Like, Meek, you just can't no more. You can't. Like we told you last week on that T.I. stuff, you going to have to change. On that Jay-Z shit, you going to have to really change and become the business. And especially when you got these rich white men coming out and supporting you.
Yeah.
You got the owner of the New England Patriots coming all the way here for you.
He needs somebody like a Jay-Z so he can be under Jay-Z.
Yeah, and he's on Rock Nation. But I don't think Jay-Z came up here yet. But
no, they're supporting him.
Yeah,
but
I know he's getting an earful.
But I think that once he gets out of jail, maybe Jay should take him under his wing.
Yeah, you know he's gonna be here in Philly once he gets out.
I was in your place at one point, and I'm not no longer. And look what my life has turned into. So you need to, because if you stay stagnant and just here in Philly and thinking just riding up and down the streets of Philly on dirt bikes and just wanting to be a local celebrity rather than trying to build a huge empire, we need to think again.
Yeah, because he could be bigger than working with Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Like,
and then ain't nothing wrong with Rick Ross.
And discovering people from Philly. Like it could have been with like how, remember we had Beans, we had Freeway, Eve. They were all on different labels, but Philly was on the map in the early 2000s.
And they all supported each other.
Yeah. Like, we were all on the map, and we got to get back to that. But it's too many backbiters here. People killing each other, just hating because some people get more success than others. Gotta let that jealousy go. That's the first thing that needs to go. We could all work together, but the jealousy and the backbiting and all of that, even the Philly chefs up there fighting on Instagram, talking about people just You posted. People love Philly. They say Philly are winners of everybody acting like Philly winning. They support you, but behind the scenes, it's not like that.
Philly don't support Philly.
No, it's not. Fashion. I'm the best fashion designer, bitch. How dare you? Yeah, fuck that bitch. Like, it's too much backbite. But see, I don't know no other YouTubers in Philly, so I'm glad that I don't, because I don't need to be going back and forth with people in Philly on YouTube over anything.
But I wouldn't go back and forth with anybody on YouTube from Philly.
Yeah.
I don't go back and forth with anybody.
I think it's better the way we have it now. To know people in other places.
Did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't.
I don't go back and forth with anybody on YouTube. Period.
No. No, you don't.
No. Why? What
I'm six. I've missed 6 minutes of wrestling.
Well, it's because you keep talking.
I know we just having a good vibe.
We are. But you told me that you had wrestling to watch.
Yeah, and I did, and I'm tired of editing at 8 o'clock at night.
All right, well,
you go on. Go to work. Go get this going. But you can, bitch. If I even sat you down to teach you how to do this, it just wouldn't happen. It wouldn't work.
You know me oh too well.
It wouldn't work. Go work. Have a good night.
Obviously, just like this. You want me to do what?
Bye.